Well, hello, good evening and welcome to the Little Farmer's Farm with me, Guru Mafenda. Now you may notice something a little bit different about me tonight. Got the new tooth. Getting used to it. Anyway, so for the last 4 years I've been promising you a good garden, a nice garden. Tonight you'll see one. No more teasing, you'll see the real deal. Catch you in a minute. Right, boys and girls, this is the front garden of our mate JC, the new guy on the show. Now John won Garden of the Year, Hindley Garden of the Year, a couple of years ago. And the display he's got at the front here is spectacular. Isn't it? It's like a Disney princess's garden. Although he's a prince amongst men, not a princess. Some of the blooms are just starting to die off, but some of these blooms are absolutely beautiful. Really good, really nice. He'll talk us through it in a moment, but I'm just coming up to his place now. Gorgeous, isn't it? Right, let's go and see John. So this is the entry into the back where he does his growing, his vegetable growing. But I think there's a fantastic mix really of bloom and veg in here. Can we see if we'll see if we can see him? Are you about, John? Here he is coming out of the sun. How are you, pal? How do you do?
Just checking on the seedling.
They started off some winter veg the other night.
This is where the magic happens.
Literally, this was Sunday night, weren't it, pal?
Well, if you look at Sunday night, wallflowers, they say it takes 7 to 14 days. Well, Sunday night, what's Thursday now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Golden ball turnips, them all three coming through. The Hishikura bunching onions, they're coming through. Chard, they're all popping through. Lettuce, like rats.
Well, there's plenty of them, isn't there?
Cauliflower.
Oh, they've popped up. Collies, nice one.
These are them mini col cabbage.
All the year round, yeah.
Yeah.
A mini col cabbage, yeah.
Them's all three.
Fantastic. And this has all been in the last couple of... Sunday night you did these, didn't you?
Yeah.
It's now Thursday night.
What's the date today? 10th?
10th, 4 days.
Go for January King. And the leeks, even the leeks are popping through.
God, that's quick for leeks, isn't it?
Yeah, same thing.
6 of the 8th.
Sunday night.
So what have we got at the back there then? And then
Those are giant winter pansies that I only sowed on the 9th. So a couple of days there. What I will say, anybody looking to get good germination, especially when you save your own seed and things like that, buy a good seed compost. Don't put them in ordinary potting compost. Just pay a little bit more and get seed modular compost. You always get even germination. Everything's uniform in size. Whereas normally in ordinary compost it's like bitty and claggy, but with a good seed compost you get really, really good germination.
So which compost do you favour then? Which ones have you used on these ones?
Well, the one I always use is, I'll show you, I've got a bit left. This has lasted me 12 months and I grow upwards of 3,000 plants a year. That's the one, seed and modular. It's about 12-14 pound a bag depending where you get it from, but you get 80 litres. And like I say, it's just perfect stuff. Seeds love it.
Oh, that's well fine, isn't it?
Yeah. Like I say, if they're not growing that, they won't grow well.
So did you get that from Mayors?
I got that maize, yeah. But most places stock it.
Yeah, the clover.
But everything, well, I grow everything by seed, I don't buy anything at all.
Yeah.
And they all started in that. Then as I move them onto cell trays, we'll put them in ordinary clover. And when they go in the ground, they're in sheer grass fines.
In Shergar's finest, yeah. The horse's eggs, well rotted horse's eggs. Look at them.
Well, there's a lot gone now. All these are nearing the end, you can see where we took them all off.
That's all the sun gold, isn't it, on that side?
Yeah.
So, what? Go on, talk us through varieties, pal.
Those are all sun gold.
Which
Those
we
at the
love.
back there are black beauties that are still green. These are blue beauty. You can see it's a, I don't know why they call them blue, it's more purple than blue.
And that's the colour that they go, the darker
Yeah,
colour, darker reddish purple
You
colour.
can see them better there. These are all splitting. For whatever reason, I don't know. They've not been overwatered, they've not been overfed. Done what I've always done.
The black beauties are coming on nice though, aren't
Yeah.
they?
The problem you have with these, look at the size of some of them. I'm getting a lot of them with the branches snapping. So I've just made lower trusses this year rather than let them go.
Is that just the weight of the truss? That?
Just the way. If you look at them there, there'd be over a pound of tomatoes in them too.
They will. They're good size, aren't they?
Yeah. You could, well, I'll show you. These are just runners, these. This is a runner off a Black Beauty. But the trusses on them, it's like 20 or 30 tomatoes. Well, you just have to do 4 or 5 and leave it at that. These are a new one that I tried this year called Bacco Cherry, but they're huge.
Don't look like a cherry, do they?
No. You know, those are as big as a moneymaker or a Shirley, them.
And the quality's nice on them, isn't it? It's
Well,
like...
it's just a nice uniform truss if you look. I've not cut anything off them.
And you're just growing them in the compost, in the horse manure, aren't
It's
you?
horse manure, that. Nothing else.
And if you look, they're not even in watering trays, so you water from the top.
Yeah. Every other day.
Is that where you put a feed in if you're
Yeah.
feeding them? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good idea, isn't it? A little
You just
separate
know what
pot.
you're giving them then, don't you?
Yeah. I know a while back you
put
give
it
them
in.
some chalk, didn't you?
Yeah, I think there's bits in
A couple of weeks ago.
It's just like school kids chalk. I just grate it. Get a grater, grate it. And it saves buying Calmag and all that. It's just calcium.
It is just chalk, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is.
School
People
chalk.
pay 6-8 quid for a little Calmag.
John just grates half a stick of chalk into the little pot.
Those are for the blackbirds. Red currants and strawberries. All my other strawberries are net up.
You net 'em.
These I'll leave them for the squirrels and the blackbirds.
Feeding nature the...
And all these in here are just runners.
So these were the offshoots and you've potted them on again?
Yeah. Just in case anything went
Yeah,
tits up.
in case of failures.
But like I say,
Because you've some coming on here, don't you? Well, there's
yeah,
plenty
there's
coming on
loads.
here.
This is another one of them backhoes. I'm going to grow a lot of these next year because I'm really impressed with them. The foliage and everything, they're really sturdy, strong plants. And a lot of them, if you look at, I grow them in smaller pots because people grow them in big buckets. You've no reason to. Because half the time they don't even fill the bucket.
Yeah.
So I've found that it's just as good putting them in that size. And that's just to attract.
And what feed do you use when you feed them?
Tomato, right, really, twice a week.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll give them a teaspoon of sugar in a watering can. It's a good fertiliser, that good general purpose fertiliser.
Gives them a boost, like
Yeah.
the sugar.
Yeah.
Right. So just a teaspoon in like a 6 litre can.
In a 5 litre can. Or a rubber load from McDonald's, sachets. Cheaper. Yeah, but they love it. Any
Right.
plants love a bit of sugar. Even a lawn. You can feed a lawn with sugar.
Yeah.
Enough from McDonald's.
You'd have to get a few sachets from, mind you.
Everybody.
The prices there, Chaz, you deserve getting robbed, don't they?
Well, like I say, as runners, there's no uniformity. Look at that one there, that's some gold. There must be 2 dozen tomatoes on that. Same with that one.
And when did you pop them on then? Is it about a month ago?
Probably, a month, 6 weeks. No, it's longer than that.
And you care for them with the same... It's the same as Joe Lowe does this. It's a single stemming all the way up.
But once they get to here, a lot of them I'll just let them run riot and then the last ones I'll save the seed from.
Right.
Because it's a myth, you think, oh, that's a big tomato, I'll save the seed from that. It doesn't work that way.
Smart.
These are more runners,
Smart, these, yeah.
Those got put in last weekend. But we can put them in at the allotment if we want to get a truss off them. It's a truss you never had.
That's what I'm thinking. We could fill a couple of spaces, couldn't we, with
Bushes,
these?
yeah.
That top greenhouse.
People are obsessed with like growing 4 or 5 trusses, but late on in the year like now you can still get a truss off each of them. And especially the sun goals.
Well, they've been on the radio. We were talking about this last night, that we're probably going to get a Indian summer, and they're on the radio about it today. And they're predicting like a nice September and what have you.
And that's,
So fingers crossed we'll get one of them.
believe it or not, all those trays you can see there, the green ones, they're all in use March, April time with plants, flowers. They're all washed and ready for next year.
You do a lot of flowers, don't you? They're lovely.
Yeah. Like I say, especially the begonias. Half the begonias I keep till next year, dry them off, put them in a banana box, newspaper, and then the front are with this year's seed, the back are last year's tubers.
Right.
So, and I'll reverse it. What's in the front now will be in the back next year,
Got you.
and then I'll sow seed for new bulbs to go in the front.
So yeah, talk us through your flowers then.
Well, these, there's only actually 2 main plants in there. There's one cosmos and one nicotina, nicotiana, fag plant, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But there's 2 plants and there's a couple of calendulas at the front.
Calendulas, yeah.
Yeah, old English marigolds. You have to be careful with them because they sell seed. You can end up with a jungle of them. But
Right, and they'll come back year on year then.
they're good for attracting bees and stuff like that.
Yeah, go for the pollinators.
Yeah.
So is that the tobacco plant there? Not tobacco, but you know,
Yeah.
nicotia.
Well,
is
people
it?
call them tobacco plants. That's the nicotine here. You can see
Nicotina.
better these in the pack. Like these big tubs here.
It's a blackbird feeding station.
There's just 3 plants here. 2 nicotinas and 1 cosmos going through the middle. But nice display for 3 plants.
It is, isn't it? Coming out of the bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's lovely that.
Like I say, these last year, these were what were in the front garden. It's my
So
favourite one.
they would have turned to the bulb, would they?
Yeah, to a tube, like a potato.
Like a tuber.
Yeah.
And that's
So
what
what
they're
you,
coming out.
what you do back end October, just before a first frost, or even after you've had a first frost, cut the tops off, just knock the soil off the bottom. Newspaper, banana box, fill it. Well, these are my favourites. Called Rose Picotee. As they come out, they're a reddy colour, then they fade to a pink, and then they leave a lovely pink trim all the way around.
I hope that camera's picking them up because they're gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah. But yeah, really, really good begonia there.
The whites are a really vivid white too, aren't they?
Yeah.
On them.
You tend to find with the white ones you get a lot more females than males.
So what's the difference between the female and the male then?
Well, on a begonia, the single flower like that will just take her off.
Yeah.
That's your female.
Right.
So if you want a big brassy display, you get shut of all these. And you just
leave the bushy.
You just end up with doubles like that.
Male show-offs.
Yeah. Which I prefer, to be honest. But
Well, they look more rose-like, don't they?
Yeah.
Then they're
have a good
full
example
of
of them on
blossom.
the side
aren't
of the house.
they? Yeah.
I'll show it. See again, there's actually just 1 plant in there. 1 nicotina plant in each one of them. A couple of cosmos and another thing at the back.
So one plant fills out so much.
Yeah.
Bushes
Look,
off.
Look at the flowers on it. Incredible amounts of flowers on that.
And these again are good for the pollinators, aren't they?
Yeah,
They'll be
yeah.
all over these.
They're good for slugs looking at that as well.
Oh, they've had a go, have they?
Yeah.
Little sods.
Surprising this time of year they're still after something like that. Yeah, this is a good example of males and females. Tried to keep this one all male. You see the difference?
That leaf colour's very, very vibrant,
Yeah.
sort of a.
Well, she's a female, so she's being beheaded. And just stick. Look at the colours in them. Oh, look how many petals are in them. It's incredible. Like a golf ball, that.
They are, aren't they?
And that's the same. There's your female. Take her head off. And you get bigger.
And they self-pollinate then, don't they? Because you've got the male and the female.
You've got bigger blooms as well. If I was to take that off a lot earlier than I just have done, this would be double the size. But yeah, they just look plastic, but they're incredible things. You don't need sunshine, nothing.
Can assure you, boys and girls, they are not plastic. It's a kind of a leathery texture to them, isn't there?
Anybody who's not got a lot of time for gardening and for simplicity, get begonias. You don't need to deadhead them, you don't need to do anything with them. Stick them in the ground, let them grow. And
you'll get 2 years out of them, will you? Two years of bloom.
They'll take 6-8 weeks without water.
Right.
And never die. So, like I say, them's never been watered.
We'll have a look at the front.
These all went in the 1st of June. These are last year's. All beside, they were in there last year.
I believe you won a bit of a prize, didn't you, for best gardener? Yeah. But you didn't know you'd entered.
No. Wigan Garden of the Year.
Wigan Garden of the Year. Wigan Garden of the Year, was it? Yeah.
Must be 10 years ago. And apparently I didn't know, but my father-in-law entered me in it. And the first time I knew anything about it was about 6 people appeared at the front wall with clipboards. I thought, what have I done wrong here? And all comes to all, it was the final judging of it. They ask you all kinds of things, you know, compost and stuff like that, what you're growing, and you make your own compost. But like I said to you, for the last 7 years now, all I do, spring and autumn, I just chop up with horsemen, and that's it, nothing else. You don't get anything else, no feed whatsoever. And you can go, you don't need a spade, you don't need a trowel.
That's the well-rotted stuff that we've been picking up from up at the stables, and
there's no weeds.
It's a cracking loam, as they call it, isn't it? That.
We go around, you get that weed that a bird's dropped, but apart from that, I can get half a bucket all year a week.
Yeah. That's brilliant, mate.
Like I say, the lawn's used to do anything.
Look at the many baskets there, guys. Other side of the door, let me just get a shot of that. Sorry, fellas. That's lovely, that, isn't it?
Again, these all those in there, all these in here, these are last year's. These are actually the tubs on the side. Actually, there's just one there. Well, there must be 500 flowers on that. And another couple of weeks to down.
And those are the same flower, are they?
Yeah,
begonia.
So,
right.
I think it's a teardrop or something they call them. They all have different names. Interesting really, because these, I used to do buckets for all the old age pensioners, because that was the only time they come out at night and talk to each other, water the plants. And as they died, different members of the family donate me things. So these baskets are from a guy who died about 3 months ago. So I've used them. There's a little bush at the back, that was his, he gave me that. Oh, his family gave me that. And then the pots in the back, where those nicotinas are.
Yeah.
Their family gave me them, so just little tributes to them.
What are these little trees here?
Oh, these are forest flames, they're a nuisance now. They were ornamental miniature things when I got them.
And now they're 6 foot tall, 7 foot tall. Well, they're thriving in it, aren't they? That's brilliant, that.
These are more of a spring thing, they're beautiful in the spring. They're like blood red leaves and beautiful white flowers on them. It just covers the fence up.
Covers fence up,
Nobody
yeah.
wants to look at the fencing.
You built all these, didn't you?
Yeah.
Looks like a holiday home, but it's not.
I'm thinking of inviting a few asylum seekers.
Oh yeah?
The ones that don't want to go on this boat, see if they want to come here.
I bet they prefer this to that boat, wouldn't they?
There. They can pay me 180 quid a night, the government, instead of travel lodge.
It looks like one of those static caravans, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, it has a look at it. It's just, same thing again, Tony, it's just saving time. I don't have to paint it every year or anything. I think it cost me 135, 140 quid for this. For
the cladding?
For the whole thing.
And what is the cladding then, is it?
UPVC.
Yeah.
There's 3 shiplock. It was like 4 or 5 metres long. Just stapled on. Oh, it's stapled on that.
Stapled onto timber behind then, is it? Yeah. 2v2 or something.
It's solid.
I like it, me, that. It's
Windows are
great.
20 quid. 20 quid a piece.
What were they, sort of like ones that have been left over from jobs or something?
My father-in-law was friends with a guy who runs a company, New View Windows.
Yeah.
And apparently they measure up on site 6 months before. By the time it comes to fitting, the measurements aren't right. So they have a massive unit full of windows, so 20 quid a piece.
So the ones that are like I said, they've done them for jobs, but then the job doesn't, they don't fit the job.
Everything on a budget. I think the whole thing in total was probably about 2,000 quid.
No, he's done. It's 2,000 quid.
I'll show you inside, but
Because it's inside as well, isn't it, you've cladded?
yeah, I've done it 2 ways.
So do you have any insulation behind that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kingspan.
Kingspan.
Yeah.
You could live in this, mate, couldn't you?
But it's just a storeroom there. Same thing, all clad inside. It's just a junk room now. That's the problem.
Bit of a gym.
This is where I start my begonias in January.
In the propagator.
Yeah, because they take weeks and weeks to germinate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that bit.
And it's not stifling, but it's just like warm. It's dry. There's no issues with this at all, is there?
No. And again, this is just another junk room. Compost, lawnmowers, scarifiers, edge cutters. Them things there.
There's more of the potting compost there, isn't there?
I think they call them movers, but I've never used one. Yeah.
That's one thing I have used. I don't mind doing it.
No, I don't. I've never been trained to use one, so I don't.
Yeah.
No. That's about
It's
it.
very wise. Yeah, it's just like a static caravan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like it. Right, let's get off and get some shit shoveled, eh?
Correct. Go for some gold.
Thanks for giving us the tour, pal.
You're welcome.
Lovely.
It's a tenner.
Right, tenner admission. Right, see you in a bit then.
Flies everywhere.
JC's just cutting, for the kebab. We're having a what they call them, a lamb kebab.
I'm Donna.
Lamb doner.
This is how you cut it.
Can't get over the quality of that, pal. It's brilliant, isn't it? Look at that. And that's what produced that lovely garden that we've just been looking at. All that sugar. Belting that. Right, we've got our bags here. We're just getting a few tonight.
Topping up.
Topping up. Right, see you up at the
Ranch.
up at the ranch. Back in Eden. So yeah, we've got some more horses' eggs and we're back up at the plots. Me and JC, he's behind us up there, knocking about. Just going to water tomatoes actually now. We've done quite a considerable bit of weeding as well, I'll show you. So this pathway used to be absolutely chocker with weeds. It was up here. It was about 4 foot, especially in this section here, it was about 4 foot high. There's more weeding to do. But I made a start on this bit as well. That's 3 that are left. All this bit was massively overgrown and in there with the stinging nettles. So I've got to carry on over the back and get all these out, and then that side. And then once all this section's cleared, which will probably take all morning Saturday. Can't do a bit tomorrow night actually. But all morning Saturday, we'll go and we'll pick up some more of the horse manure, pile that up high inside that compost corral, and that'll be it. That'll be done. So yeah, stay tuned for that this weekend. We're going to be doing plenty, but we're getting there, proper getting there now. It's looking much better. We're going to try and get hold of wood chip. John's got a contact for the wood chip as well, potentially, where we can put another couple of 3 inches on all these paths on this side, and then we'll do the flagging continue on with the paving on the lady farmer's side, because with all these pavers here, I've got to clean these up. I've cleaned them up, and they're going to be going there, so we're going to make all this bit paved, yeah, down here, get the compost corral in. There's lots of stuff to do, but there's another half a day's worth of weeding really to get cracked on with. That's coming out. That's going to be a composting area. We're going to get the pallets in there and have that as a composting area, and all this is going to be cleared out, obviously. Carry on. And then it's just a matter then, hopefully, fingers crossed, of maintaining it. Just maintaining the weeding situation. John gave the paths a spray with the weed killer. We're only doing the paths, but we're not doing anything else. Nowhere where we're going to be growing will have any weed killer on it, but this has. That's comfrey, so that comfrey is going to be converted into liquid feed. Weeded around where it needs to be weeded, and then all that's a comfrey plant, that's going to be converted into the liquid feed shortly. So yeah, crack on. So it's goodbye for me with my new teeth, and goodbye from JC with his old teeth.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Auf Wiedersehen. Bye bye.